Travis Wayne Goodsell, do what is right, let the consequences follow, because we don't ever do wrong, so we don't worry about those consequences. Yeah, no, not during the coronavirus, huh? The EU has just announced that they are joining New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut in banning LDS missionaries, anybody from Utah, the EU, anybody from the United States. And this is the expected consequence. I mean, who's going to want coronavirus in their nation? And so there's some things that we need to go over with the Book of Mormon that has warned us about these days. In 2 Nephi chapter 2, there was an Antichrist. Dun, 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 dun. And let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Ramble. Oh, no. It's Lehi giving a patriarchal blessing, final deathbed counsel to his son Jacob. False alarm. And he's talking about in 13, if you say there is no law, ye shall also say there is no sin. And we've seen that. Hey, no crime. It's not a crime to commit crime. Crime is not a crime. Truth is not true. Reality isn't real. We've witnessed that. And so, yeah, no law against this specific action. I used a spoon rather than a knife to kill that man. There's no law against using a spoon. Yeah, so if you say there is no law, you say there is no sin. If you say there is no sin, you shall also say there is no righteousness. If you say there be no righteousness, there be no happiness. And if there be no righteousness nor happiness, there be no punishment nor misery. And if these things are not, there is no God. And if there is no God, we are not. Neither the earth, for there could have been no creation of things, neither to act, nor to be acted upon. Wherefore all things must have vanished away. So I thought that was something fun to throw at you at the beginning here. Let's go to Alma first. Alma, and I think I gotta go to 4 and then backtrack into 3. Yep. Verse 19, the Amalekites seceded from the Nephites. They said, screw you guys, we're becoming Lamanites. And Amalekite is the one who rose up in the Lamanite ranking to become the king of the Lamanites. And so they then decided to be like Lamanites. And they were marking themselves in their forehead. I'm sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the last days of John's revelation, the mark of the beast on the forehead. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it whatsoever as a coded message. But in verse 19, Mormon decides to step in and give commentary at this point. And he says, now I would that ye should see that they, the Amalekites, brought upon themselves the curse. were in open rebellion against God. They started tattooing their bodies, branding themselves as slaves to other masters, because that's what a tattoo and branding are, right? I don't know why people think that that's cool. It's a token of bravery. But they brought upon themselves the curse. And even so doth every man that is cursed bring upon himself his own condemnation. These are consequences. If you choose what is wrong, you have negative consequences that people like to blame on Lucifer or God. Why is God cursing me? I do not understand. And, well, no, you did it because of your actions. Or it was a natural disaster and the big corporations were to blame for deforestation and pollution and other issues that involve weather, but they think they can get away with it because nobody will ever blame us for the weather. It's just a freak thing. And we'll just make sure the insurance companies don't pay out when it happens. Sort of like the rain we've been having the last 2 mornings. That's from the Arctic melting away with record-breaking temperatures. And so this is something, when I say that Mormons are past feeling, and the ones that are left, they prove it to themselves. When I asked the question in my video, how will Mormons look when they are damned? That's cursed. How will they look? I see it in their comments of hate. I see it in the death threats I get sent. I see it in the thumbs down that I get. That's how Mormons look when they are damned. Because they don't want to hear what I have to say. They are just instantly offended by the title. And so people need to understand you are not free to choose the consequences of your actions. You are free to choose, you are free to act, you are free to not act, but you are not free to choose the consequences of the actions you choose or your inaction. With coronavirus, it's a perfect example, as we have a whole bunch of Mormons and Americans who are demanding their agency from the coronavirus. You made your choice to stay socializing, going to the stores, and not staying away, isolating yourself. And thus the consequences are now being forced upon everybody. As the EU has banned Americans from the EU, as New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut have banned Utahns. Then you have to be quarantined for a couple of weeks. As it continues to grow, as it still is after today's reporting, eventually other states who don't want to make it worse in their state are going to have to say, I'm sorry, we cannot allow these outbreak states into our state. We are now no longer quarantining you, we're banning you. It's coming, that's the consequences for choosing not to stay home and stay safe. And we can blame our governor for all we want, but it's actually us who make the decision, am I going to follow my governor who wants me dead, or am I going to put my trust in the medical doctors who say that my life is in danger if I continue to trust the governor or the president who wants me to drink bleach. Remember that? And yet he used coronavirus, because remember, in February, He was holding all sorts of rallies. Oh, it's a hoax. It'll be gone. We'll have a cure. Remember that? Well, guess what he was doing? He was letting our military soldiers die on the battlefield, as Putin was paying top dollar for the assassination of our soldiers. Yep, that's how long it's been going on. And Trump knew about it, and he used coronavirus to distract us. The shiny keys of Trump. He gets us upset and aggravated. Oh, we're triggered. And yet he's done something far worse somewhere else that we're unaware of. And now that's broken. And so now we're forgetting all about coronavirus and how Trump never got sick when everybody in the White House got sick, including the guy who gives him his food every day. Yeah. He's got the vaccine, guys. That's the biggest distraction of them all. So now we want to find Compelled. Things. There's only one. Doctrine and Covenants, section 58. For behold, it is not meat. It's chicken. That I should command in all things. For he that is compelled in all things, the same is a slothful Mormon, and not a wise Mormon. Therefore he receiveth no reward. How many of the Mormons that we knew of, because I don't speak to Mormons, they are past feeling. They put thumbs down, so they're not interested in what I have to say. They're not listening. They want me dead, just like laymen. They think they rule, and they don't like their younger brother Nephi telling them to stop abusing him, beating him up, trying to murder him. How dare Nephi tell them to stop? And so yeah, how many of the Mormons do we know who are waiting to be compelled in all things by the prophet? Oh, I'm waiting for the prophet to tell us what to do. I'm waiting for the prophet to tell us it's the second coming. I'm waiting for the prophet. You're compelled in all things, aren't you, Mormons, that I'm not talking to? That's right there. Your own scripture that you don't care about because you only trust the living prophet, not the dead ones. Joseph Smith is a dead prophet. We don't listen to him anymore. Yeah, you know, those features of a prophet that Elder Benson gave to BYU devotional that all Mormons love to pull out of their hat. Watch me pull an excuse out of my hat. So yeah, again, if you don't act because you're waiting for Nelson, who's missed the boat, you know, remember when they told us to stay on the boat? Yeah, well, the boat left, and it didn't have them on it either. It's because nobody is acting. Everybody is just waiting around, doing nothing, hoping someday, somebody will tell them what to do. And so in the meantime, Mormons like to spend their time putting thumbs down on my videos without listening to them, purposely hunting me down to attack me and destroy my life, get my wife to divorce me, have me disappeared for 6 years of my life, tell me that I'm evil, an apostate, and an antichrist, and son of perdition because I'm a translator. I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew, so I'm evil. I deciphered Egyptian petroglyphs, so I'm evil. I found out that the Bible came from the Egyptian petroglyphs, so, oh man, I'm the worst of evil. Heaven forbid if Joseph Smith could actually have been on to something. whereas Brigham Young was on to nothing but trouble. And so, yeah, I am witnessing Mormons fulfilling prophecy, fulfilling precepts of the scriptures that Joseph Smith was involved with. And it's horrifying. I mean, I saw it all growing up as a Mormon, but I just, they give excuses like, well, I'm following the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. Oh, so that's why you have that mistress, concubine, a second wife, friend with benefits. That's why you're getting drunk and you got into a car accident and raped a woman and claimed that you had your whole life ahead of you, so screw her. Or you did, actually, didn't you? All those excuses, those are acting with consequences that you're trying to deny. But with this coronavirus, you guys are wanting to say, nope, we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to protect our lives. It's taking away our agency to protect our lives. So yeah, consequences, guys. This is what happens. When employees get sick with coronavirus, the business says, okay, well, let's find new people to hire. But when there are no people that are applying because they're all sick too, what is the business to do? They have no choice but to close. Those are the consequences of not protecting your employees from coronavirus. Same with government. Governor Herbert, slow to shut us down. So what are the consequences? Coronavirus escalates. Oh, okay, I guess we should shut down now. We'll do it measured steps of shutting down. We've got to keep it below 200 so we won't test everybody. And so if they have coronavirus but they're not tested, it doesn't count. And that way I can, open back up too early and allow it to escalate, because that's where we are now. Herbert's not really doing more testing. He's been doing the amount of testing he was doing in the beginning. It's just now, skyrocketing number of cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Those are the consequences of failure to act when you're in a position to act. Nelson, what does he do as a medical doctor, a man of science? Oh, let's hold a fast and cure it with a fast. Oh, whoops, that didn't work. Hey, how about on Good Friday we hold a second fast? We'll get everybody in the world involved, and by the way, you got to make sure you pay us our fast offerings that are due. Don't forget that. If you have to take it out of your stimulus check, so be it. And we'll get this coronavirus cured, that's for sure. How well has that worked? How well has that worked? Is it cured? I guess so. Because if they don't test, we don't have any cases, do we? Cured. And so, yeah, there are lots of other crimes that Herbert was involved in, and Nelson has blood on his hands. He did harm. You're not supposed to do harm as a medical doctor. That's the Hippocratic Oath. Hypocritical oath. Hippocratic oath. And so, if you don't act when an emergency hits, there will be compelling reactions, consequences. And now we're experiencing those. How well do you think it's going to be with people unemployed? We have thousands in Utah, tens of thousands in Utah. How well is that going to last? How is that going to affect Utah? Because Herbert sent us back to work. How well is that going? Oh, right. The compelling consequences. Yeah, businesses are shutting down again because their employees have coronavirus. And so again, Mormons, you failed to know your own doctrine. And that's why I don't talk to you anymore. You are past feeling. You are in hate mode. You're looking to accuse whoever dares speak up and say, hey, don't kill me. How dare you take away my agency? I will kill you if I choose. I will kill you by not choosing. And you think that you're of the Church of Jesus Christ? Seriously? And you don't even liken the scriptures unto yourselves, because who else had a coronavirus crisis? And what did that leader of the church do during that same coronavirus crisis? Oh, the Lord told me that there's a coronavirus coming, so those of you of the house of Israel, we're going to wait and see if it escalates, and then we'll do a measured shutdown depending on, how serious it gets. Alright, the Passover's not finished yet. We're going to reopen. You can go back to the marketplace, go back to the gladiator cages, which we didn't have back in Egypt. Those were the Roman period. No! He said stay home until it passes over. That's why it's called Passover. And Passover came and went this year, and nobody stayed home to let it pass over. And so yes, I am upset. I'm very upset that people want me dead, both directly and indirectly. And Mormons on top of that. I mean, this is just nightmare scenario. But yet, even Joseph predicted it. That's why he said the Constitution will one day be in jeopardy, as America will be on the brink of destruction. It is the Mormon elders who will be the army of Israel to save America, save the Constitution, build the mountain cities of Zion and New Jerusalem in southern Illinois, by the way. 19 July 1840 sermon. And we can provide a place of refuge, a land of safety, a place of peace for the righteous who want nothing to do with the war that is coming as a natural consequence of this inaction towards the coronavirus. We've got food insecurity coming up. We've got a massive eviction, homeless crisis coming up. And we're not talking about 1,000 homeless here in Utah. We're talking tens of thousands of homeless here in Utah coming up. And maybe Governor Herbert can just tell the renters or the rental companies to not charge rent. And how do they get paid? So bailouts are going to be required. But Herbert doesn't want to bail anybody out. He's got a budget to keep. He doesn't want to dip into the $1 billion of savings. He's waiting for a rainy day, despite the last couple of mornings raining, but that wasn't during the daytime. Then you have the church. We're holding on to our trillions of dollars because the parable of the talents says that we're supposed to give it to Jesus Christ when he comes for the second coming. I mean, do you not see the calamity we're in? I see it. I knew about it I warned ever since I saw it on Fox 13 News Utah. I think it was around 10 to 11 in the morning. They announced on the 4th of November, right before the election, 2016, hey, we're going to have a total solar eclipse over the whole United States. I knew. Why didn't Mormons? Did you know it was part of your baptismal covenant, Mormons, whom I'm not speaking to because you are past feeling like Laman, who wants to kill his brethren? Let's see. It's baptized and signs. And then we scroll down. Doctrine and Covenants, section 30. No. It's the Book of Mormon. Repent, condemn, signs shall follow, signs shall follow. Looking for it. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is in Doctrine and Covenants. Doctrine and Covenants, section 39, verse 23. As many as that are baptized, lay on their hands for the gift of the Holy Ghost, and shall then be looking forth for the signs of my coming, and shall know me. If you don't know what signs to look for, you don't know Christ, who's coming. I knew. And I've been trying to warn you guys ever since. And instead, Mormons want me dead. And Judge Oberg is refusing to give the obvious order. Because the church, we control the government. We can be late in filing. The judge certainly won't put us in default and lose our case. I mean, Travis is being ridiculous. He wants everything from us. I mean, it's like he thinks we committed treason and war crimes and bigamy and RICO Act violations. I mean, yeah. And so what if we covered up the payments after he had told the judge about them? Certainly the judge won't vote against us, order against us. We own her. So there are consequences. If you choose to be compelled in all things, there are still consequences. And we're experiencing those consequences, and they will be painful. And we can't just say, oops, sorry, my bad, I want to do the right thing now. Too late. Consequences are permanent. This is lasting damage that's being done that will not be undone. We can think, oh, we're going to have school opening up, we're going back on our mission. Oh, we're not going back on our missions? Oh, school has to be closed now? Oh, sports are shutting down again. Businesses are closing again. We have no food now at the grocery stores, which are now closed. How do we survive again? What good is money if we have nothing to buy with? Yeah. The interesting thing is that in the Postman, where does it start? In the beginning of the movie, when he's walking in the great salt flats of Utah. It's an apocalyptic movie. It starts off in Utah. How did they know?